Hello everybody, this is Dilfer, and we're back with my Heart Had Wings. Hopefully we're getting really close to Koteri's route now. Hopefully. Anyway, let's carry on. A few days have passed since the twins had come to Flying Fish Manor. We searched in several places for somewhere we could move the glider, but we couldn't find anywhere. If we want to rent storage space, it costs a lot of money for somewhere that big. There's no way we have that kind of money. Anchan might be able to find us a place, but when we thought about the circumstances of the glider, we really couldn't get him involved. Our last resort was to put it in the garden. Which one? The front garden or the back garden? If you have a back garden. I don't know. We could carry the glider into the garden and cover it with a sheet. Overlap it so that the rainwater doesn't get in.
Kotori!
If you can't tell, I have a cold, which doesn't help. Starting to get a bad sore throat. Ow. The boarders came to watch us at work. Why don't they just help us? Please. I don't know. I don't think it's very good though. But we can't help it, because there's nowhere else to put it. Exactly. Yeah.
いつまでこの部屋を使わせる気かしら。私はこの部屋嫌いじゃないけどな。
You don't?
壁の色とか出窓とか洒落てるもん。姉さん忘れたの？
All there is a bike.
男の部屋よ。そうだけど。でも葵さん綺麗好きだしいい人だもん。それは関係ないと思う。昨日だってタンスからトランクスが出てきたし。
Really?
夜ちゃんの短パンかと思っちゃったよ私。
Wow.
男の人ってああいうパンツ履くんだね。びっくりだよ。ねえ、いい加減諦めてうちに帰ろうよ。
Of all the things to find.
それかせめてこんなオンボロじゃなくてもっとちゃんとした寮を探してもらいましょう。まさか姉さん本気であいつらの仲間に入りたいって思ってるんじゃ。
Thought so.
そもそも泥棒よ。
She sounds like a cat.
泥棒だからって悪い人とは限らないよ。ほら正義の義足的な。あいつらの行為は自分たちのためでしょ。
Robin Hood.
夢を叶えるためだったらルールを無視していいだなんてそれこそ本当に自分勝手だと思うけど。夜ちゃんに自分勝手とか言われても。
Yeah.
あれ
Sound effects.
外にみんな集まってるよ。
Stuff cloth into the pilot tubes so that the bugs don't get inside. Then put the cover over the canopy. Hearing the noise that we were making, the two sisters came outside together.
何してるんですか?
Stuff. We're putting the glider out here. From now on, it won't cause you any inconvenience.
でもこんな場所じゃ。
Yeah, the garden. They said it wouldn't rain for a while. Well, we might be able to do something about it. Koteri, did you say that our part's not long enough? なんとか!
こんな場所で本当に大丈夫なんでしょうか?
Maybe?
さあどうだかね。 FRP だから腐食はしないし劣化もしづらいけど全くしないってわけじゃないし。
That is true.
そのせいで強度に問題が出て飛んでる最中にバキッなんてことも。あれが全部入る場所があればいいんですよね。
Hint, hint.
そうだよ。そんな場所があればだけどね。
Hint, hint. Say something.
ちょっと姉さん何考えてるの？あそこなら入るでしょ。本気なの？何か言いたいことがあるんなら
So this is
ちゃん
how
と
it
言った方がい
begins.
いよ。
So easily.
そうだ！いい場所があるわ！
You don't have to shout. That voice rang out surprisingly well across the air on the sunny day off. It was just like it was being read from a prepared script, which might be because it was strangely monotone. Everyone all stared blankly at her at the same time. Oh dear. Asa became timid.
ほら、せっかく言えたんだから。
Kaneko gave Asa a gentle push in the back. Asa took half a step forward. Asa, did you say there's a good place?
はい、実はいい場所に心当たりがあるんです。
Uh-oh.
どこどこ？
Doku Doku. Kotori goes for it, without hesitation. At times like this, she's the most earnest. Asa seemed like she was holding back as she glanced at Yuru, then pointed towards the lake.
あっちの方です。
Ooh. The sky! It's at the sky? Is it really here? The place that Asa had brought us to Windmill Hill. The area around here is supposed to be part of the renewable energy research facilities. This place has been opened up as a walking course so that the citizens can enter it freely, but there's nowhere that looks like it would be able to house a glider. However, Asa climbs over the gently sloping hill. Behind her, Yuru was sulkily following her. Asa stopped in front of the large building that had been built on the edge of the Windmill Hill.
ここです。
I clicked, nothing happened. There we go. That building at the back. Agi and I both made a face that seemed to say, here, at the same time. We knew about this building. This had been here since before the windmills were built. It looks like a research facility, or a storeroom, and had a somewhat mysterious appearance. We had just decided amongst ourselves that it was the place for monitoring the water quality of the lake.
昔、あんちゃんたちと忍び込もうとしたことあったよね。
Did we? At that time, the door was locked, and we couldn't get inside. Asa took a key out of her pocket and opened the door that had been locked.
どうぞ。
Well, that was easy. The 10-year mystery was about to be solved. As we stepped inside, our hearts pounded. Dun dun dun. Ah, it's this place. Okay. Ooh, computer. It's actually not bad, is it? It was a mess inside. Well, you could call it a mess. It's okay. There were several desks with outdated computers, documents, cardboard boxes, full of junk. To top things off, there were bottles of soy sauce and seasonings placed here and there. From the things there, it seemed like there were signs of activity, but looking at the room as a whole, it seemed like it had been abandoned. It had an air about it that made it feel like it had been deserted and forgotten about.
中はこんな風になってたんだ。
Aye. Ah!
ゾンビ映画に出てきそうな雰囲気ね。
Zombie movie.
まだ使われてるの？
Brains.
いえ、もう誰もいません。ずっと昔、おじいちゃんたちが使っていたって言ってました。
During the apocalypse.
事務所っていうよりは研究所って感じだよね。何やってたんだろう。
Thanks, Agia. Agia goes ahead and starts looking at things in the room.
さあ、おじいちゃんは若い頃の道楽だって言ってましたけど。
Why did I leave it here and not have it demolished?
この丘一帯がおじいちゃんのものだからよ。今は自然エネルギーの研究のために貸してるだけ。
Ah. So he's a big landowner.
再開発では随分と儲けさせてもらったわ。
Can I have some? Yoro gave a grin as she spoke. He's the chairman of the board for Kaifo Academy, and seems to be a local celebrity. The reason why he knows my mother might also have something to do with that.
私たち、
Aha!
おじいちゃんから鍵をもらって、時々ここに来てたんです。この場所が好きだったから。好きだったのは姉さんでしょ。
Aww.
私はついてきてただけだもん。
Yoro was muttering under her breath. The reason why she was so sulky must be because she doesn't want anyone else to use it. We, holding back slightly, took a look around the room.
広いけど、ここじゃ作業はできないわね。グライダーを保管するには問題ないんじゃない？あ、いえ、ここじゃないんです。
Asa totters over to the back of the room. Passing through the door on the other side. What? Okay then. Kochi was overwhelmed by how spacious it was. As I look up at the high ceiling, my mouth was agape. This isn't so much a garage, it's more like...
ドックよね。
A dock? Yes, it's a dock. For building and maintaining ships and airplanes. Ah, okay. That's judging by how vastly spacious it is. And the equipment that's in here.
なんでこんなものがこんな場所にあるわけ？おじいちゃんたち、昔趣味で飛行機を作ってたって言ってました。
Wow.
いつも口癖みたいに、わしらはここで青春時代を過ごしたんじゃ。
This is where we spend our youth. Now sit down, boy, and let me show you war. If it's Asa's grandfather, then it's possible that this would have been after World War II. They might have gathered scrap and tinkered around with machines.
どうでしょう。
Very spacious.
バッチリよ。これだけの広さがあれば、2台くらいいっぺんに作れちゃうわ。
Oh god, twice as long. There's no problem with the space, or the equipment. Rather, there's actually more than we need. It's not that far from the runway either. It would be easier to transport it from here than from the school, which is in the town.
早速運び込みましょう。でもってすぐに修理に取り掛かるのよ。
Yes.
あんちゃんに頼んで車出してもらわないとね。
Wait. Their eyes are sparkling like it's already been decided that I'll be using it, so I stopped them for a moment. Of course, it would be good if we could use it, but for Asa to say that we can use it for nothing in return actually makes me kind of worried. To think that there would be such a great facility here. Is it really okay for us to use it? Asa had a meek look on her face as I asked. 一つだけ条件があります。 And that would be... Asa spoke nervously, as her voice became quite high-pitched. So, it's really not for nothing then. We all braced ourselves for what condition it might be. Thought so. No. As Asa shouted her intentions, her voice echoed around the quiet dock. It echoed for a while before gradually disappearing.
グライダーのこと何も知らないし、何の取り柄もないです。ヨルちゃんみたく何でもできればいいんだけど。でも私もグライダー作りの仲間に入れてほしいんです。
Aww. At the last part, it sounded like she was going to cry, and she did her best to speak her mind.
小鳥。
You can't say no now. Kochi had a serious look on her face, and she was still deep in thought. Kochi had said so a few days ago. She said that in actual fact, she didn't want any new members to join. We felt the same way, but of course Kochi understood that given the circumstances, there was no way we could not let someone join.
やっぱりダメでしょうか。
Hey, Asa.
はい。
Why do you want to join us?
グライダーに興味があるから？それとも私たちが楽しそうだったから？
Good question.
それは。
Asa began to stutter as I asked her a slightly tricky question. We needed to recruit new members anyway, and we would be able to use these amazing facilities, so it would be okay for us to accept unconditionally. But I put those thoughts to the back of my mind. These thoughts that were hard to make sense of felt like they were stuck in my chest.
私、この場所が好きで。
Shouldn't that be feelings then?
ヨルちゃんと二人で
I don't know.
時々遊びに来てたんです。ここでおじいちゃんが飛行機を作ってたって言ってたから。
That's what Yura said before. Asa is just interested in things that fly through the sky.
あの日も二人でここに来てました。そしたら湖の向こうから白い飛行機が飛んできて。
A white aircraft?
その時まで私はグライダーっていう名前も知らなかったんです。
How did you not figure that out?
それ、もしかして私たち？
I guess it has been like a year.
いつのフライトだろう。
After thinking it over a little, we suddenly realized. Could it be... Was that when we did the first test flight? After completing the main wings, we went on our first test flight. That was also the day that I piloted the glider for the first time. On that day, I flew across the lake to Windmill Hill. Then, when we turned around and headed back to the other side of the lake, I noticed that someone was looking up at us. How would you be able to see them? If you're up high, I don't get it. That's it. It was two petite girls. Just like Kotori, there were girls who liked gliders. I remember that was the impression that I had. So Asa and Yuru were the ones here at that time.
はい、多分。
What is all this? I hadn't even thought about it until now.
それから、またグライダーが見たくて、ここで待つようになりました。ほとんど毎日来てたけど。ウインチが壊れてしばらく飛べなかったのよね。
Nope. It appears that during that time, Asa was waiting for us.
それからしばらくして。あれは、夏休みの終わりくらいだったと思います。家で嫌なことがあって。私、ここに一晩中隠れてたんです。
Oh dear.
気がつくと窓から光が差してて、外に出てみたら、明け方の空にすごく綺麗な雲が浮かんでました。
We instantly reacted with surprise and looked at each other. Could it be?
紫とピンクの空に、筆で描いたみたいな一筋の雲が浮かんでて、
Oh my god.
夜ちゃんと一緒に見てました。そしたら、そこへ。
Without knowing it, I was shaking. Age held my arm to stop it shaking. Kotori's face went red and had some point become engrossed in Asa's story.
グライダーが飛んでました。見てたんだ。あの時。
Is it that upsetting?
あの時はまだ、それがグライダーってことすらよく分かってなかったですけどね。ヤルちゃんに教えてもらって、それで分かって。でもずっと見てました。不思議な雲が消えるまで、ずっと。
Asa put her hand on her left arm and quietly closed her eyes. It was as if she was reliving the scene of them disappearing, like it was painted on the inside of her eyelids. Okay. Anyway guys, I think I'm going to end it there. This has been a very long video. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This has been Delpha. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. Thank you again, and goodbye.